Happy Monday!
Welcome to Monday with the Mavens.
Our timing was a little off on that one.
That's right.
Okay, we are talking today about, are you sick and tired of feeling sick and tired? There's a lot to that, you guys.
There is a lot to that. And
we're
sick
gonna
and
get
tired,
positioned here a little
sick
bit.
and tired can look really different for every person. But let's talk about a few. First of all, we're going to keep this real short and sweet today.
We are. In fact, we have a challenge for ourselves.
Yeah.
And we're going to make it happen. She doesn't believe me.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to keep it short and sweet. So let's talk about, what does it look like? What does it feel like to be sick and tired of feeling sick and tired? And there are so many different ways you could fit into one of these boxes. You could fit into all of these boxes. But let's just bust through a few things. Do you wake up feeling super sluggish and tired? That's one thing.
Yeah. Are you moody? Like, do you just not feel your best?
Are you fatigued throughout the day? Do you hit the wall and you're just like, I can't go on, I just want to lay down under my desk and take a nap?
Do you have like a lack of libido, especially if you're in a committed relationship? Like, is that just something that you struggle with that could be better?
Do you feel like I think I already said sustained energy throughout the day. Are you anxious? Are you moody? Are you like foggy brained, foggy minded, to where you can't like pull out the words that you need? Those are a few things.
Do you have stubborn fat that is hard to be able to shift your body composition?
There really are a million things. I feel like we could go on and on. Do you feel
Yeah.
hormonally imbalanced? Do you have digestive issues?
How's your sleep at night?
Yeah.
How's your hair, your skin, your nails? Are you consistently having bowel movements? What do those bowel movements look like? Like, you guys, there is no reason that you have to go through life feeling anything but energized and balanced and thriving, and like, my goodness. Life is short, and there's a whole lot of goodness to be had in life. And whether you want to be super aggressive in your endeavors to do things, or you want to have more of just like a simple, calm life, whatever that is, do it feeling good.
Yeah, because really, honestly, you should be feeling really, really great. And I think that too many people are walking around every day just not feeling good, but not also realizing how good you're supposed to be feeling. I think that some people are just really used to not feeling good, and that's become their normal. And the norm should be, man, I feel great. I feel energized. I feel rejuvenated. I have tons of energy every day. And then the days when you don't feel that way should be like, ooh, why? How come I'm not feeling great?
And be in tune with your body. I think one that we didn't mention that's a big one is like, are you living in pain? Because pain can be so debilitating. And so, you guys, all of these things that we're talking about, whether we're talking about being hormonally imbalanced, whether we're talking about pain, whether we're talking about mood, whether we're talking about sleep, whether we're talking about body composition, it all has to do with like root cause care. Are you balanced? Are you inflamed? Are you moving towards a state of disease, or are you moving towards a state of health and hormone harmony?
Yeah.
And so when we talk about that, we designed Macro Mavens originally, and now Medical Mavens as well, and they're a beautiful complement to each other. But in either sister company, it really comes down to the pillars of wellness, and that's where we start. And we just want to hit on those really fast and talk about some tangible things that you can do to be feeling better. And then if you've done those things, what are some other steps that you can take to be as aggressive and as efficient to feel your best the fastest that you can, so you can move on with your life feeling good?
Yeah, so let's talk about our 5 pillars. If you are new to the Mavens community, this might be new for you. If you've been around for a bit, you've heard us talk about this, hopefully a lot. It should be part of your general vernacular if you're a part of the Mavens community.
Yeah, I like the word vernacular.
It's a good one, huh?
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. First and foremost is nutrition, you guys. Nutrition is the number one thing you can do to make sure that you feel your best every day. If you are not fueling your body appropriately for your lifestyle, then you're not going to feel your best. Or if you are overeating on any one of the macronutrients and it's not balanced to your lifestyle, you won't be feeling your best. So getting your nutrition dialed in and specific macros to your lifestyle really is the key.
You guys, food is the most powerful medicine that exists on this earth, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
And so if you can eat foods from the ground, foods that walk around, foods from the air, foods from the sea, like, it is so powerful. And then, like Haley said, to understand what your body needs, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel. That is where Macro Mavens comes in. What is so beautiful is 80% plus of your health and body composition outcomes are going to be what you fuel your body with.
Yep.
You can kill yourself in the gym and you cannot out exercise a bad fork. And oftentimes it can be pretty simple. So if you are interested in understanding how to dial in your nutrition and have a plan made specific for you, you can go over to macromavens.life. We always offer a free consult. You just click the hop on board button and we are there to help. And it is amazing what a difference that can make in even reversing disease, you guys. Like foundationally, nutrition is where you need to start.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, so that's number one pillar. Pillar number two, hydration. Let's talk about hydration for a minute. If you are not getting at least half of your body weight in ounces of water every single day, you are doing yourself a disservice and you are walking around like a dried up raisin. And nobody wants to walk around like a dried up raisin. We all want to be like these plump, young grapes, right?
Yes.
So drink your water. It's so simple. Your mom told you to do it. Your grandma told you to do it. Your doctor told you to do it. We are telling you to do it also. Drink your water every single day.
It is the best, most accessible tool every single one of us has. Our bodies are made of water. Our cells need water. We need it for fat loss. We need it for energy. We need it for cognition. Like water, water, water. Okay, next we are going to go into sleep. Oh my goodness. Like we could say every single one of these, you guys.
Yeah.
Is so
Like,
critical.
this is so important.
Deep restorative sleep is your best friend. If you have goals and you are trying to reach them and you are not prioritizing your sleep, it is so critical that you do so. And you can start simple. We have a deep and restorative sleep overview on the toolbox of our Macro Mavens website, macromavens.life. Click the toolbox. So many free tools. We have a free tool for every single one of the things that we're talking about today. But you guys keep
Except for one.
Oh yeah. Which we do have, just not free on our website.
Yeah.
But keep it simple. Prioritize your bedtime. Stop drinking food and water a couple hours before you go to bed. Try to limit any type of blue lights before bed, or at minimum wear blue light blocking glasses. Keep your room cold. Keep it dark. Make sure to limit distractions. Make sure to have some form of gratitude or prayer practice before you go to bed. Have a breathing practice so that you're really tapping into your parasympathetic nervous system and getting into that deep sleep. Protect your bedtime. Protect your sleep. Get into a pattern. Protect your circadian rhythm. Try to go to bed and wake up at a similar time each day. All of those things will really help you get your deep sleep, which is where your cells clean themselves out. And that's where a lot of things are going to happen, even from a fat loss perspective. And so get your sleep on.
Get your sleep on. Okay, the next one is movement, you guys. We should all be moving our bodies every single day. I talked about, it was in our client Zoom this morning, but it's really important. It's simple also. Like you don't have to go and climb a mountain for it to count. Getting 10,000 steps a day is really like your first target, right? And if you're not getting 10,000 steps a day, what can you do in order to increase your movement, just your general movement throughout the day? Park further away. I always park in like the very first spot that I see in order to get just a few more steps in each day. If you struggle, if you have like a sedentary job that doesn't allow you to get up and move around very often, set an alarm and every hour get up and do a lap around the office or go to the bathroom or get a drink of water or whatever it is for you that gets you out of your seat and moving a little bit. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of mindfulness in order to help you get you to your step goal. And then honestly, if you are not lifting weights, male or female, you are doing yourself a disservice. You've got to start a resistance training program of some sort.
Yeah, you guys, like we talked about earlier, nutrition is the foundation, but once you dial that in, if you come to us and we're working with you and you come to us fairly sedentary, we're going to dial in your nutrition first, then we're going to jump into movement and some of these other things. We don't want to throw too much at you at once, or no one thing may stick. But it is like we need to move our bodies. It's good for our brain. It helps with all these other things like sleep, and shooting for at minimum 10,000 steps a day, working your way towards that, and then doing things like resistance training to really preserve your muscle. Muscle is longevity. It's really important. And you can't, a lot of people want that lean toned look. You can't see muscle if you don't have muscle. You can't have muscle if you don't work for muscle. And that comes in both your nutrition in terms of making sure you get adequate protein, and then also how you're working those muscles.
Yep.
Okay, lastly, in terms of the pillars, we're going to talk a little bit about inflammation. We talked about this kind of at the beginning, in that foundationally, in terms of how we live and how we feel, so many of those symptoms that we talked about in terms of brain fog and lack of sleep and body composition and mood, a lot of that starts at the root with the chronic low-grade inflammation that may be in our bodies that happens over time. There's several things environmentally that can take place. Stress being one, which we didn't talk about stress, and that is one of our pillars. And we'll go into that here in a minute. But trying to reduce your stress naturally. Also, the biggest thing is nutrition, which we talked about, and trying to minimize or limit the inflammatory foods that you're taking into your body. So those are going to be things like grains, dairy, sugar, alcohol, and seed oils. Doesn't mean you have to eliminate them. It's understanding the impact on your body, and that's something that our coaches work with our clients on, so that you can still really enjoy what you're eating, fit in the things that you love, but make choices that are not going to lead to long-term chronic inflammation. Inflammation is what leads to disease. That is what we're trying to prevent. We're trying to reverse that, and it is reversible, and it doesn't have to be that complicated.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about stress. We did skip that one.
Yep, stress is the last one, you guys, and honestly, you cannot avoid stress in your life. Life is just stressful, and there are seasons that are more stressful than other seasons, but there are things that you can do to become more stress resilient. Having a gratitude practice, in really thinking through every day, like, I am grateful for X, Y, and Z.
There's always something to be grateful for.
Yeah, and having that on your mind all the time really does help to reduce stress. Also, like, rid yourself of the low-hanging stress fruit, right? So, like, let's say a phone call. You have a phone call you need to make that you think is going to take a long time. Honestly, the things that we worry about the most typically only take a few minutes to resolve. So for me, it tends to be phone calls. I'll stress out about, like, oh, I need to call this person. It ends up being a 3, 4, 5 minute phone call, and it's done. Easy, you know, things like that. So what are some low-hanging stress fruits that you can just check off your list right now and just be done with, that have been like kind of hanging over your head that you just need to deal with? Do it. Deal with those things, and then you can dive into some of the bigger things also.
It is, and we have a couple tools on our Macro Mavens website, macromavens.life. Click the toolbox. One is joy strategizing, and so that can really help you to identify the things that bring you joy in your life and how more of your energy and attention can go to those things. And then also becoming more stress resilient, which is what Haley was just talking about, in terms of evaluating what of your stressors you can eliminate and those that you can't, how you can become more resilient to it. And once again, sleep helps.
Water, nutrition, all of it, you guys.
It's
all connected. It's all this beautiful marriage. If you take care of one, it like starts this cascade, this beautiful like domino effect. You know, you start eating well, you start feeling better, then you want to sleep better, then you drink your more water, and then all of a sudden you start feeling better. It's just an amazing domino that we want everybody to experience.
Well, and okay, you guys, so if you've done all these things, if you are like, I want to feel better, and I feel like I've tackled the basics, all the things that are free to you. So if you are really tackling your nutrition. Now, don't reinvent the wheel, you guys. I wish I would have learned a long time ago the power of having a coach. If you want to jump in and work with somebody that really is going to meet you where you're at, find out what your baseline is, what your goals are, create a specific plan for you and your goals, and cheerlead you along the way. Be your cheerleader along the way. That is where Macro Mavens comes in, and it is amazing what can happen in a fairly short amount of time. It is a marathon, not a sprint, but if you're doing that, if you're focusing on your water, if you're moving your body, if you're prioritizing your sleep, if you're trying to work on becoming more stress resilient, but you're not quite getting the outcomes that you really want or as aggressively as you want, that is where Medical Mavens comes in. Because oftentimes there might be more at play. Maybe you are hormonally imbalanced. Maybe you have something off in your gut. Maybe your thyroid is out of whack. Maybe you have something going autoimmune wise. Maybe you have like some form of a metabolic imbalance that we might need to be a little bit more aggressive with. All of the things we talked about are going to help every single one of those things, but we might need to be a little bit more aggressive. And that's why testing you and finding out where you're at, getting a really good baseline from a laboratory standpoint, but also looking at your symptoms and working with a provider that has the specificity and understanding for root cause care can make all the difference. So we've made it super affordable, super easy from the privacy of your own home. You have your labs done in whatever geographical area you're in. They're sent over to us. We do a full consult, a full treatment plan, make sure you have everything you need and you get balanced. The two together, working with a nutrition coach and then working with the clinical side, is this beautiful marriage that we're like obsessed with and that we're finding so much goodness coming from. So that is medicalmavens.life, and right now we're still offering our $99 consult special, which is insane. So take advantage of it.
Yeah, in fact, if you want to comment quiz in the comment section, then we will send you a quiz. We have this amazing tool that we created in order to help people kind of tease out their symptoms a little bit to see if Medical Mavens is a good fit. You know, if you, like Emmy said, if you're dealing with thyroid, autoimmune, gut issues, hormone, weight issues, you can go through this quiz. It gives you a score at the end, and then gives you some action steps that you can take to help feel better. So comment quiz, actually on both sides, Medical Mavens and Macro Mavens. If you comment quiz, we will send you that quiz. It doesn't commit you to anything. If anything, it just educates you on some things that you can do to help start the process of feeling better. But you guys, like Emmy said, having a coach on your side or a medical provider, whichever route you choose, or both, is gold. It is gold. Everybody needs a coach at some point in their life. Coaches need coaches too. You know, like Emmy and I have both been coached. We have coached each other. We have done all of the things in order to help ourselves get to the next level. And we are not ashamed to like hire somebody to help us when we need it. And so if you,
and that's in all areas of life, guys, whether it be finance, relationships, nutrition, medical, like clinical things, like all of it. Like,
that's why we go to doctors, right? Because we don't know all of the things that we need to know in order to take the steps to make ourselves feel better. Sometimes we do. Same thing like with our children and they're playing sports, you know, they have a coach who is coaching them and teaching them the things that they need to know to be the best player of whatever it is that they're doing. So take advantage of it, you guys. We are here for you nutritionally. We are here for you with the 5 pillars of health for Macro Mavens. We are here for you Medical Mavens to get you guys feeling your best. We just want you to have every tool and opportunity possible.
It's a beautiful package that just like covers the rainbow.
Yep.
All right, you guys have the best day. Let us know if you have questions. Macromavens.life, medicalmavens.life. We are there for you guys. Take the quiz if it's for anything, for curiosity, and let us know what questions you have.
Yep.
Have the best day.
Have a great one.
Kept it short.
Bye.
Bye. Yay.